guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is kind of going to be on college tips or things that I have noticed throughout this past year and kind of just tips and tricks to help you guys. So if you're going to be going into college, or maybe you're even going back to college this year, I think that this video would be very helpful just because most of these tips I and my friends would agree with 100%. So I am not going to sit here and be like I condone like underage drinking because it's not good, especially if it's illegal. I'm not saying to do it at all, but realistically speaking, it's very common. You look at any college movie, you look at any college show, the thing that is most portrayed usually is the consumption of alcohol. So that is a reality. A lot of people do drink at college parties. So again, not saying to drink, but if you are going to drink, I would 100% recommend to even like pre-game before at your apartment or whoever you're going to the party with. That way you know what it is that you're consuming. At the parties, a lot of the times, they do have like the bottles there and they'll like serve you, but even then, you have to definitely keep your guard up. A lot of the frat boys do not care. I myself know that roofies and all that stuff is definitely real. I thought this was kind of a misconception, something that moms told you to kind of scare you, but no, I have had my few encounters with them and I know that this is actually real. I'm not going to expose frats from my school or anything, but let's just say a few of the boys aren't some of the best specimens out there. We can just say that much. Never obviously put your drink down and then like drink from it. Don't trust jungle juice just because you don't know what other people could put in it. Like just slip it real quick. I have heard of people even putting like NyQuil into girls' drinks just to get them to pass out. Like, be careful. Like this is not a drill. This next piece of advice I think is pretty important, especially to high schoolers who are deciding where to go, and that is to not decide what school you're going to because of whether or not it's a party school. I've heard a lot of people, especially in high school, be like, oh, I want to go to this school because I've heard it's such a party school. Any school can be a party school for the most part. There are going to be parties at just about any school, so pick the school that interests you because it has most geared towards your academics or it has the major you want and stuff like that, That's like a really big mistake that I know a lot of people make. And college is much more than just partying, but that can be a whole video in itself, so we're not going to talk about that much right now, okay? This is a misconception that a lot of people have, which is 100% not true. You don't have to be in a frat or a sorority or Greek life for that matter to have fun. You're gonna have fun regardless. If you have friends, you're good. You're gonna get invited to things left and right. You're always gonna have something to do, or for the most part, there's gonna be events going on that you can just go to. Like, you don't have to be in Greek life, especially if it's not your thing. Would Greek life probably increase the amount of events that you can go to? Probably, but that doesn't mean that you have to be in Greek life to have fun, because you don't. So I have talked about this next thing numerous times, and that is frat shoes. At just about any frat house or frat party or whatever, the floors are absolutely disgusting. Like, they are gross. Please do yourself a favor and do not wear shoes that you really, really love, or shoes that are expensive. White shoes, do not do that to yourself because nothing good can come from it. I can just promise you that much. I would always have my go-to party shoes that I would always wear, that I wouldn't care if they got like dirty or stepped on or spilled on, because I don't really care. Like, that's why I brought those like more inexpensive shoes. Like, I would wear like Vans for the most part. I would say like any inexpensive shoe, honestly. Just don't take expensive shoes, I promise you. The next one kind of relates to the one I was just talking about, and that is you will get spilled on, 100%, no doubt about it. I don't think I ever went to a party and not got spilled on. I hate to say it, but honestly, I have sometimes worn like nice, like free people stuff to parties, and then I realize, why did I do that? There's just a lot of drunk people that are just not careful with their cups and they're gonna spill it all over you. And at first I would get really annoyed. I'd be like, are you kidding me? Like, be careful. Like, to the point where I like made a guy apologize to me. I was like, look what you did. But then I realized it always happens. Like, it's always gonna happen. So it's not even a big deal. Just get home, and if you're able to, you know what I mean, wash it. Just don't wear expensive clothes that you're gonna cry if you can't get the stain out. Also, don't wear white unless it's actually like a blackout party and you have to wear white, because again, gross. This next one I picked up on pretty early in the game, if I do say so myself. And I noticed that at frat houses, the toilet paper is pretty much non-existent by like the first hour. So what I would do is I would take like 2 or 3 like Kleenex, like fold it up like in my pocket or like just somewhere like tucked into my jeans or something. And it saved so many lives. Not lives, but you know, I mean, yeah, lives, because I'm just really glad I'm prepared. And I would always be that one girl that just like, do not worry, and I pull out like my Kleenex and everyone's like praising me. Just bring it for yourself. You're gonna regret it if you don't bring it, as opposed to bringing it and then like regretting it that you did. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I had like no excuse to not go out and I was just trying to be like boring. And then some of the most spontaneous decisions I have made in going to a party have turned out to be some of my best nights. So if your like friends are asking you to go out and you genuinely don't have an excuse to not go out, like just go. Like, you could always come back. Like, it's fun for at least a little bit. Like, get out, meet some new people. It's nice. But with that being said, you don't have to go to every single party. And this is something that I didn't learn until like second semester. And nothing's gonna happen if you miss a party. Like, sometimes I was just tired or I had homework or I honestly just didn't want to go out. So just remember, there are gonna be more parties. You don't have to go to every single one. It's okay to just stay in sometimes and just spend some time either alone or with your friends. They'll fill you in on how the party was. You're okay if you don't feel like going, but also don't always do this to not go, you know? Like, sometimes just go to have fun. So like, keep a good balance is what I'm saying. This next one is a no giver, obviously, but don't carry cups from party to party, because if they see you holding a red cup, a red Solo cup, you know, the police or something, and there's always police usually because they're aware that colleges are gonna have parties a lot. So obviously don't carry the cup from place to place, because they're gonna see it, they're gonna be like, this girl looks underage, and boom, you're arrested. So that's a really easy way to get either in trouble or arrested, so don't do it. This next one I would say is pretty important, just because a lot of the girls I knew would go to frat parties in hopes to like find love or their boyfriend or like someone. You're not gonna find Mr. Right at a frat party. You're gonna find Mr. Right now. Like, you're not gonna find your husband. Let's just say that much. I mean, who knows? Maybe you will, but let's be real, you probably won't. Honestly, just go, and like, what I usually do is just like stick with your girlfriends. Like, that's like the most fun, I think. I think it's always fun to go out with your girlfriends. Don't like focus on like, oh, I have to meet like my significant other tonight. Like, you don't have to do that, you know? Like, so just understand that realistically, you're not gonna find love at a frat party, unfortunately. And this last tip that I can give you is to go home with the same people that you got there with. Do not leave friends behind. A lot of times, sometimes people think they're Little Miss Independent and they go off doing their own thing. People forget about them, they leave. Do not do that, be careful. You'd never know if they're gonna get home safe. I personally would be so upset if my friends ever left me, but I would never do that to them, obviously, so my friends wouldn't do that to me either. But definitely just at least like know where they are at all times. Stick with your friends. I even go to like the bathroom with my friends just because, you know, I think girls do that like all the time. But definitely be mindful and take care of your friends. So those are all the college party tips that I could come up with right now. And if you have any others that you'd like to add, please leave them in a comment down below and maybe I can do a part 2 or something. And if you are going to be starting college soon, I wish you the best of luck. Remember to work very hard, but also have fun. Find the good balance. You got this. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.